Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News. This is our casual Tuesday stream, guys. There isn't a whole lot going on in the realm of movie news, but we'll take a look at a couple of topics, and then we'll just kind of like open the floor to see what's going on out there. Now then, that being said, let's get into some of the fallout again of what happened with the weekend's box office. Why didn't Disney save Haunted Mansion for Halloween? Yeah, this came up yesterday while we were looking at the results, because the results for this were, well, shockingly low. It is, without a doubt, one of the summer's big box office bombs. That is the Haunted Mansion, opening up with $24 million domestically on a $145 million budget for a worldwide total of $33 million. That's not good enough. So why didn't they save it for Halloween? My God, why is it out in the middle of summer? This is about ghosts and, like, you know, trying to, like, it's not super scary, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's that Halloween vibe. I have no god reason why this didn't come out by Halloween. So let's take a look at this article, see what their speculation is. With a budget of $150 million, the cast was good. So let's just take a look. Disney positioned the film in late July to take advantage of kids being off school during summer vacation. The unfortunate thing is that Barbie came out the week before, so it's kind of like, that's the movie people want to see. Not a scary movie, but it's possible the sun-soaked moviegoers weren't in the right state of mind for a supernatural story like Haunted Mansion. Yeah, no kidding. It's possible? No, it's 100% evident by the box office results that Haunted Mansion is going to go down in history as one of the worst movies of all time. No, it'll go down as one of the bombs of the year for sure. Disney definitely missed a memo trying to launch their spooky pick in the middle of summer, says Jeff Brock, an analyst with exhibitor relations. While horror can certainly succeed at any time and on the release calendar, this family-friendly product, family-friendly is key there, would have been much better served in the fall, sheltering clear of all summer popcorn flicks. Yeah, because this falls in the wheelhouse of like a Hocus Pocus, that kind of thing, right? For younger kids who are not like super scared of films can watch films like that, watch films like this, and be like, oh, well, that's a fun Halloween movie. That's what this was. I don't know why they didn't market it like that, and that decision backfired on them, and it's going to cost them a lot of cheddar. But having the budget of $150 million is also something that should have been kind of like, why is this going to cost this much? Why? Yeah, so I keep my eye on that, guys. It's one of those mind-boggling things that I look at it and I shake my head. So, guys, yeah, normally we do a full, honest show at 10:30 a.m. where we do topics like that, but today I didn't really see that much out there, so I kind of like thought I'd turn on the camera. Plus, it's going to be a short show because I am going to be filming my my best of the month right after this and get that up. I may come back on later on today for some streaming, but what else can you find here on the channel? Well, my review for Haunted Mansion is up there, so you can go into depth about that. Talk to Me is also up. We watched movies like Bird Box Barcelona. That's a lot of fun. We wrapped up Secret Invasion last week. Nobody cares about that, but my Barbie review and Oppenheimer review are up on the channel respectively. Go check that out, guys. By all means, we're having lots of fun. Let's continue talking about Barbenheimer, because apparently, I guess that hashtag is not culturally sensitive. Warner Bros. US responds to Barbenheimer criticism out of Japan. Yeah, no, this is something that I forgot about, guys. Because Oppenheimer talks about dropping the bombs on Japan. Yeah, I guess that's not very. I guess you have to be a little bit nuanced when you're around that. I thought the film handled it tactfully, because they were like, oh, when they were having that scene as deciding where they're going to drop it and stuff. But yeah, Barbenheimer, I guess that hashtag is not very sensitive, because it's kind of like, it was a tragedy for them, right? Devastating. So I guess the issued a statement that criticizes and describes as extremely regrettable Barbenheimer tweets shared from Barbie Twitter. The phrase "no Barbenheimer" has been trending in Japan in recent gaze because imagery of mushroom clouds and explosions play more playful Barbie pictures. Oh, okay. Yeah, because over here it was a big hashtag. And yeah, I can't. Somebody says I absolutely can't condone the act of jokingly spreading tweets that make fun of the atomic bombing that killed so many people in Japan. Yeah, there's that angle. And guys, remember, it's still like what, 60, 80 years ago? 80 years ago when that happened, right? So it's kind of like still fairly fresh. I understand that, yeah, with Barbie in front of the bomb and stuff like that. Um, I can understand that some people would be very sensitive about that. I mean, if you showed like a bunch of Native Americans getting strung up and herded away in front of like Barbie or something like that, yeah, that would be culturally insensitive. So I understand that angle. As soon as the country acknowledges and apologizes for the Unit 731. Yeah, so there's still some bad blood there between some countries that still boil up. I just have to be, just cognizant of it. Barbenheimer means provoke angry backlash in Japan. Now we understand why, right? These two films came out together. They dominated the box office for 2 weeks. They have. So Barbie's going to be a $1 billion film. Uh, it's just one of those things that we kind of have to be. Well, yeah, okay. Arglass says, I never knew why the Japanese cities were chosen. It was so heart wrenching when they made their decision to drop the bombs. Yeah, because their thought processes went into it, right? It's like it can't be too significant because you'll hurt too many people, but it's also going to be kind of like we got to make a statement, and it's like that. Yeah, I thought all of that was captured fairly tactfully, but I guess when you put Barbie in front of it, it loses a little bit of that prestige, right? But Barbie, Oppenheimer, #1 there in the box office, and I think they're going to retain. Well, actually, Meg 2 and TMNT come out this week. TMNT opens today, actually. Um, how did it do on Monday? No, we don't have Monday's numbers up yet, but it rolled strong throughout the weekend. Barbie still made 29 million on Sunday. Wow, wow. So yeah, it's got to be cognizant of that. Let's close these two tabs and see what comes up next. Twisted Metal review for Peacock. That's right. Has that dropped yet? Is that going to be on? I thought it was on Peacock. Yeah, not HBO. 3-month window. July 27th it dropped. Okay, so it's out now. Has anybody watched this Twisted Metal? I didn't mind the trailer. I did play the game, so I it's like a big smash 'em up derby kind of thing. Um, let's see what their final verdict is. It's a bit of an odd. It's a bit odd for any series to spend a season opening up its world only to set up a seemingly less expensive second season. Also, it's landing on a cliffhanger, thinking, "Oh yeah, we deserve a second season." No, I don't like that. Tell it all in one cohesive story. See, like even House of the Dragon, if it ended with that one season, it did sort of end on a cliffhanger, but it's kind of like if it ended there, then we'd be fine with it. I don't like it when they set up, oh, it's automatically going to be a series kind of thing. Twisted Metal, guys. Anybody watching it? I haven't heard a thing. Let's pull up the Rotten Tomatoes and see if anybody's talking about it on here. Yes? No? Twisted Metal, 67%. 94% by the audience. So people are liking it there. I don't know. Are the? I haven't heard it. God, I haven't heard a thing about it. If I can find a series wiki. If I can find see a series. I want to see the length of the episodes. Does it give me a run time here? Yeah, so they all dropped at the same time. And it looks like the license plate numbers are for the episode titles. I don't know if that's smart, guys, because you look at them and you're like, what? I know that you're supposed to pronounce them out or something like WLUDR, like drive. Will you drive? Yeah, so they're trying to be smarter with that. But give me the running time. What are the running times? Oh well. Well, it is what it is. If I can find the run times. I want to see if it's like 30 minutes. Each episode clocking around 30 minutes. Oh, okay. Then maybe you got me. Maybe you got me. If it's eight episodes, maybe. If it's like 10, get out of here. You know, it is 10. God, yeah, get out of here. We don't need 10 episodes seasons. I'm not watching Twisted Metal. I know nothing about this franchise. I just watched Witcher season 3, and I'm in the middle of Warrior season 3. Okay, yeah, Witcher season 3. Lots of people are watching that. Um, Let me know if you like the farewell to Geralt, as played by um, Henry Cavill. It's Geralt, right? A hard G pronunciation. Let's go into this. Ridley Scott says Joaquin Phoenix told him, I don't know what to do 2 weeks before Napoleon shoot. They spent 10 days talking scene by scene. So I guess he was troubled with a little bit of his approach. Hey, it happens. It happens even to the best of them, guys. So if you're a young actor out there, a young aspiring actor, Academy Award winner, uh, yeah, they even have troubles. Like Joaquin Phoenix here, he looks at the material, he signed up for it, but then when you rehearse for it and you're just kind of like, I don't, is this working? I don't know what I'm doing here. Uh, but I tell you this, Ridley Scott is a director of passion. He would have exactly the right idea as to what he would want out of his actors. So Joaquin was in good hands there. Um, French Emperor Vanessa Kirby. I am actually starting to look a little bit forward to this. Quote, he says, he'll come in and you're effing 2 weeks out and he'll say, I don't know what to do, Scott said about Phoenix. He says, I'll say, what? I don't know what to do. Oh, God, I said, come and sit down. We sat for 10 days, all day, talking scene by scene. In a sense, we rehearsed absolutely detail by detail. Well, good. And I'm somebody who really believes in rehearsal. I don't believe in that. Don't tell me the Marlon Brando approach of don't tell me the lines until we're on set. That I don't believe in that. I believe in workshopping and blocking out a scene and just does it work like this? How do you feel about that? Like I like including the actors in that process, kind of thing, right? Here are the pages of the script. We'll shoot it like that, but if you got an idea about how to twist this and make this a little bit better, if you want to punch it up a little bit, by all means. That's the way that I act or I direct. But anyway, um, Scott went on to call Phoenix the best player of damaged goods. The truth is, there are just very nostalgic idea of working with Ridley again. Phoenix said, I had an incredible experience working with Ridley on Gladiator, and I was so young. Yeah, so it's a good pairing because he was awesome in Gladiator, and we need to do a watch along sometime for Gladiator. It was my first big production. I really yearned for that experience again and for something similar. He approached me about other things in the past, but nothing felt like it would be just demanding for us both. And so I really liked the idea of jumping into something with Ridley that was going to be that. Well, Napoleon. So uh, he, what's this quote? Um, Scott says Joaquin is about as far from conventional as you get, not deliberately, but out of intuition. That's why what makes him tick. If something bothers him, he'll let you know. He made Napoleon special by constantly questioning. With Joaquin, we can rewrite the goddamn film because he's uncomfortable, and that kind of happened with Napoleon. Okay, we unpicked the film to help him focus on on who Bonaparte was. I had to respect that because that was being said was incredibly constructive. It all grew bigger and better. Well, yeah, that's what happens. You just grow, scene just grows bigger, right? Ah, hey, just kind of a curiosity kind of thing that pulls up. Um, yeah. All right. What's next? Talking about good actors. Oh, this one's a heartbreaker too. Judi Dench can no longer see on film sets. Says it's ghastly to be so dependent on others. Yeah, so she's 88 now, man. And she's had a great career. She calls it a career. This fine. Philomena, I think, is my favorite work from hers. I loved her as M in the James Bond series, but man, and this is why Jack Nicholson, was it Jack Nicholson that retired? No, no, he retired because he couldn't. He was starting to. His memory wasn't as good. He couldn't remember the lines, and he was kind of like, yeah, it's time to hang it up. And if she has trouble seeing because sometimes the set is dark and you can't read the lines as well. Plus, you're 88, Judy. I mean, come on, go, you know, relax. But she's an artist, and sometimes you want to do your art until you die, and getting up and performing, getting into a character. I totally understand it, and it is kind of a heartbreak, right? Um, Finch stated that losing her eyesight has been the most terrible shock to the system. Yeah, yeah, that sucks. I mean, I can't see on a film set anymore. I can't see to read, so I can't see much. But you just deal with it and get on. At least she's rolling with it, right? It's difficult for me if I have any length of part. I haven't found yet. I have yet found a way because I have so many friends who will teach me the script, but I have a photographic memory. Okay, well that's good. But she's so good, right? Judy Dench. I have an irrational fear of boredom. That's why I now have this tattoo that says "Carpe Diem." That's what I should live by. Yeah, and so she just like doesn't want to get bored and just sit down in a chair somewhere and read books and knit and stuff like that. She wants to still be active and up and out. Spend time with your grandkids and stuff like that, Judy. That's what I say. When it comes to difficult things, yeah, you just find a way of getting around and about. Um, I have the greatest respects for her. It's a bummer, man. Bummer. But that is life. What's next? Um, talk about this Billy D. Williams. Teases big Star Wars announcements. May the Force be with you all. What? Billy D. Williams teases his return as Lando in an upcoming project. Could be involved in the Lando series? That would be cool. You know what would be kind of cool? Is if um, Donald Glover wanted to use old Lando to narrate his series. That would work. And then, it'd be like old Lando narrating like stories of him, and then Glover would play like the younger version of it. That would be giving Star Wars fans something that they would be like, yeah, that's cool. Why didn't you think of that before? That's awesome. That would be cool, right? Um, has teased a major announcement regarding his return. Talking to social media, Williams shared a post that hints he may reprise his role. See what he said. Quote, I'm thrilled to share that something truly magnificent is happening soon. This is a dream come true for me on all that has sustained and carried me through a lifetime of dreams and adventure. It is my honor to share with you. Make sure to enable notifications for stories and posts to stay in the loop. You don't want to miss this. May the force be with you all. So I'm guessing that almost sounds like he's going to be part of the Lando series, right? That maybe Glover had reached out to him and said, "This is what I'm working with. This is what we're going to be shooting for and stuff like that." And yes, we want you involved. That's what it sounds like to me, because I don't know where else he could be, right? Like he wouldn't be in like why would he be in the Ray spin-off film? That's the only other one that he could be in, right? Maybe he could be in the Heir to the Empire movie. I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, it makes more sense that he could be like the narrator kind of thing for the Lando series. That's that feels a little bit more true to me. The more logical one. Of course, then they could always blow my mind and then have something like a Shadows of the Empire movie secretly made with these two de-aged. That would be awesome. But that's just my hopes. What do you guys think about that? That's pretty much all I have in the can here, guys. Let's go and take a look at this story over on MovieWeb. The 10th highest grossing horror movies of 2023 so far. Um, and we've watched pretty much all of these horror movies. What's your guess? Is it Evil Dead? Is it Insidious the Red Door? Or is it Scream 6 probably is the highest, right? Well, let's take a look. Um, Skinamarink, 2.1 million. Never saw that one. It was kind of like an experimental film of just using webcams, no moving cameras or anything like that, right? And you would just see feet at times of like ghosts happening in a house or something. Infinity Pool, 5.2. That was that really a horror movie? It was a weird movie, man. It's worth watching because of Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård. Nefarious. Yeah, I never saw that one. 5.4. That's another one of Nefarious was one of those um, films made by that uh, crowd-funded, faith-based kind of things, right? Yeah. Blackening, 17.7. Pope's Exorcist. Ooh, 74.8 million. Hey, you know what? I actually like the Pope's Exorcist. I had nothing wrong with that film. The Boogeyman, 82 million. I had problems with that film. That wasn't very good. Evil Dead Rise. Oh, I thought that was going to be number one. 146.5. Actually, I think Insidious Red Door beat that, right? We saw that yesterday. So, yeah, number three. Insidious The Red Door, 158.1. And I didn't hate Evil Dead Rise. I didn't think it was as good as people were making it out to be. And it left a lot of questions up in the air for me. It was kind of like, was this consistent with the lore, what they were doing before? I don't know. I did prefer Insidious The Red Door over that film, though. So what would, yeah, Scream 6 will be number one, right? Oh, Scream 6 is number two. Scream 6, 168 million. All right. Really? Really? Scream 6 only? I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Ah, yeah, 168. Wow. And it's profitable, right? It's still going strong. For 168 million, what was the budget then for Scream 6? 24 million. No, not Scream 5. No, that's Scream 6. No, that shows Dewey there. What the heck's going on there? What's the budget for Scream 6? Around 35 million. Okay, so yeah, no, that's profitable. And you look at all the stars that you had in that. You can't make, you're telling me you couldn't have made a Haunted Mansion movie for 35 million? Guys, come on. What's wrong with you? Um, Megan. Oh, okay, Megan was number one. I had fun with Megan too. Yeah, that came out early. That was like one of the first movies we watched this year, right? It was like January 5th that came out. 181. So Megan, when we know whether we're going to get a Megan 2 for sure, right? Interesting. Just worth a look. The Boogeyman release date. Nah, we don't need to look at that. Tim Burton pays tribute to Paul Rubens, who passed on yesterday. Yeah, rest in peace, Paul Rubens. Says his career wouldn't have happened without him. Yeah, because Pee-wee's Big Adventure was one of Tim Burton's first movies, right? Poor things. Willem Dafoe went to a mortician school in preparation for his role. Wow, that makeup is really shocking, isn't it? Euphoria, Angus Cloud is dead at 25. Rest in peace. Andrew Garfield thinks he had the best Spider-Man suit. I don't know about the best suit. I know he was my favorite Spider-Man. Like in the actual Spider-Man suit, he was my favorite Spider-Man. And then, well, it used to be Toby was my favorite Peter Parker, but now I think it's Tom Holland is my favorite Peter Parker. Talk to Me directors wouldn't be able to resist making a sequel. Cocaine Bear 2, Elizabeth Banks would return for a sequel. They would just have to, what, another bear gets into another shipment. They would have to fabricate the story, even though they took major liberties with the original story anyway to make Cocaine Bear. But it is what it is. I would like to see Billy D. Williams and Carl Weathers in a scene together, but also different timelines. Oh yeah, to see Billy D. Williams meet Grief Karga, that would be cool. There's got to be a way to figure out something like that. That would be awesome. Argos Viking says Paul Rubens was the voice of Max, the alien computer in Flight of the Navigator. Oh yes, he was too. I forgot about that. Flight of the Navigator. R.I.P. Paul. That's where also where I had a crush on Sarah Jessica Parker. Yeah, into the Navigator. Images. They were trying to remake this movie, and I don't know what happened to it. There were talks about it, right? A while ago. Bryce Dallas Howard to remake it. Disney, according to the Hollywood Reporter, but that was like 2 years ago that they broke that news, and nothing has been heard about it since. And Bryce Dallas Howard's been working on Mandalorian and stuff like that. I would love to see her do a big picture. I do want to see her direct a full length feature because she's awesome. Um, yeah. Hmm. Interesting. Because she helps her. She helps him escape out of the place, right? Yeah. But I was young. Anyway, let's go over to this story. Once upon a time, in 10 characters, uh, 10 times the characters' backstories were better than Disney's. So yeah, Once Upon a Time took like Disney stories and made like a TV show out of them, right? Take a look at what their list is here. Peter Pan has a heartbreaking connection to Rumple. Who's Rumple? Rumpelstiltskin? I never watched this show, but I'm curious about it. The evil queen's vengeance is more than physical beauty. So she wants revenge on Snow White for more than just physical beauty because she has the apple there, right? Is that the one that's up here? That's the evil queen, right? That's going to be played by Gal Gadot in the new live action Snow White. Snow White is not a damsel in distress. We'll have to see how they work around that one. That new Snow White, though, is not looking good, guys. It's not shaping up. Prince Charming has a plot twist in his past. What? What would that be? Reveals that he had a brother who was a strange twin meant to lead the kingdom. Okay, well, that's cool. That's awesome. That's just like the two brothers, Edgar and Sabin from Final Fantasy VI. They were supposed to rule the kingdom, but only one of them could rule. So the one twin brother went away into the mountains, so that the one Edgar could rule. And like there's a whole dynamic about like yeah, that's cool. Regina's relationship with her mother. Who's Regina? For Snow White? Huh. Little Red is more than a scared child. Rumple's curse is never ending. Oh yeah, so it is Rumpelstiltskin, right? So Peter Pan was connected to Rumpelstiltskin. Fascinating. And who is that? That's oh why am I forgetting his name? Um, come on, guys. Train Spotting. 28 weeks later. Why am I? He's Scottish. That is his name. Begbie, right? Robert Carlyle. Yeah, there you go. That's who that is. Robert Carlyle. Good actor. Captain Hook is more than a one-note villain. So is that guy who played Captain Hook? That's the one thing I liked about one of the few redeeming parts of the Hook movie with Steven Spielberg is that they made Hook a little bit more than just a cartoony villain, right? And Dustin Hoffman portraying him did a help that a lot too. Belle ended up with Rumple is more political. Belle ending up with fascinating. Snow White and Prince Charming have a more compelling relationship. Well, good. So they should. Why not? Huh. All right, guys. I think that's all I've pretty much got on the show today. I will be on later this afternoon or later on to play some Street Fighter. And I think I'll play it on YouTube this today to see how that goes. I don't know. Because that means I don't know. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. uh, maybe we'll go for a few more minutes here. How was the reception for Star Wars The Phantom Menace back in 1999? The reception was huge. People were lining up for hours to get tickets because we didn't have cell phones back then, guys. We didn't have the internet to buy tickets pre-hand. You had to wait in line to get in the box office. And I waited in line for 3 hours just to be told that I couldn't get in. And then luckily my brother worked at the theater and he got me into a seat. And I didn't come in until they just arrived at Naboo, I think, in Theed, the city. That's when I came in. But I still enjoyed it. And then it wasn't until like afterwards people were like, oh, I don't know if I like this or not. And then web pages like forums, movie forum, talk pages and stuff, people started getting on and talking about it and starting saying they didn't like it and stuff. YouTube started in February 2025. Yeah. Well, it wasn't like that. It wasn't as negative as some people would have you believe it was. That's good to see that. Shouldn't be able to see drop down menus. Um, Barry's network. Judy Dench. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all I got for today. Strange Way of Life. Pedro Pascal and Ethan Hawke to debut on Mubi October 20th. What the heck is Mubi, guys? The Boogeyman will release on VOD August 29th. Florence Pugh for Tiffany & Co. She shaved her head. Wes Anderson's The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar is available on Netflix October 13th. Benedict Cumberbatch, Ray Fiennes, Dev Patel, Ben Kingsley. Can't go wrong with Ben Kingsley, right? Rupert Friend and Asa Jensings. Barbenheimer in Japanese. We talked about that. Yeah. I don't know anything about Angus Cloud, so I'm a little bit ignorant. I'm sorry if I'm showing my ignorance a little bit like that. But guys, as you know, um, I'm going on a bit of a break here for August. That doesn't mean that content will not be showing up. It'll just be really raw content, not as well devised as like this, right? I'll be just recording it on my phone. I won't even be able to show graphics. It'll be just like me saying, oh, did you know that today the trailer for this dropped and here are my thoughts kind of thing. Like, it'll be kind of like those stories until August 14th is when we're back. August 14th is when we're going to be back doing shows like this. But don't worry, you'll still get my straight out of the theater reactions. And if I got time on Sunday night, I will turn on the camera and do my reviews. So there'll still be that kind of thing. Just not quite as going as this. All right. So enjoy your week and a half here away from Mirror Domains. I will be streaming later on, and I will be posting my best of list for July. My ranked videos for that coming up here later on today. And other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains. It won't be too long. I need the respite anyway, and I'll be tweaking my stream for my gaming stuff, and I'm working on a little bit of a graphic for my reviews and stuff like that. So expect a few more upgrades along the way, and enjoy. See you next time on Mirror Domain.